Hello everyone, Carson here back on Sudoku on New York Times. Today is July 5th, 2024. Let's start today's hard Sudoku. Alright, so I see that these 5s points right and this cell sees another 5. This 5 points down and this 5 points left. So in block 5, the digit 5 is forced into row 5 and then these 5s points left. So in block 4, 5 is forced into this cell. And then we got these 5s pointing down. Alright, this 2 points up. So in block 4, the digit 2 is forced into this cell, and then these 2's points up. These 2's also points up. And whenever you see this kind of rectangular pattern, formed by a certain digit in 2 blocks, um, basically it's quite useful, I would say, in hard Sudokus. So what this means is that no matter if 2's go like this or like this, all of these open cells cannot contain a 2. Because it's guaranteed to see the 2 from these 2 rows. Because these 2's occupied these 2 rows, rows 1 and 2. So none of these open cells can contain 2. So in block 2, the digit 2 is forced into one of these 2 cells. In row 3, this cell also sees 2. Or, if you didn't want to use this logic, you could have also directly looked at row 3 and said that this cell sees 2, this cell sees 2, this cell sees 2, and this cell also sees 2. So in row 3, the digit 2 is forced into one of these 2 cells, and because both of these 2 cells are part of block 2, the digit 2 is eliminated from all other open cells in the same block, because 2 is guaranteed to go into one of these 2 cells for this row. We also got the 2's into one of these 2 cells in block 8. So that's all the 2's. There's a 3-4 pair remaining in block 4. This 8 points left and this 8 points down. So in block 7, the digit 8 is forced into row 9, and then these 8s points right. Okay, so these 4s point up. So these 2 cells form a 2-4 pair, because in block 1, the digits 2 and 4 are missing. And because of these 2's and 4's pointing up, they restrict the 2's and 4's. And in order to fit both 2 and 4 into block 1, they must go into these 2 cells. 2, 4 like this, or 4, 2. So no other digits can go into these 2 cells. Because these 2 digits, 2 and 4, can only go into these 2 cells. So they're strictly reserved for these 2 digits. No other digits can go into these 2 cells. Meaning that, for example, 7, yeah, this 7 points up, this 7 points left, can't go into the 2-4 pair, so goes into one of these 2 cells. Same with the 6's. The 6 points up, the 6 points left, can't go in the 2-4 pair, so it is forced into one of these 2 cells. Both of them, in column 3. There's also a triple down here, because in column 2, there are 5 open cells left. There's a 2-4 pair, meaning that the other 3 open cells are a 3, 6, 7 triple. This cell sees a 6. Okay. So that means these 4 cells are for the digits 1, 5, 8, and 9. You could have also seen it by these 4 digits pointing down. So they can only go into these 4 cells in block 7. This one points up and this one points right. So in block 6, the digit 1 is forced into this cell, and then these ones point up. These 4s force the digit 4 into one of these 2 cells in block 8. Okay, these 7s force the digit 7 into one of these two cells in block 5. This 8 points down, so in block 6, the digit 8 is forced into row 4. And then these 8s force the digit 8 into one of these two cells in block 5. And these two cells form a 7-8 pair. Because in block 5, the digits 7 and 8 are still missing. And because of all of these 7s and 8s, they force both 7 and 8 into these two cells only. And in order to fit both 7 and 8 into block 5, no other digits can go into these two cells because they're strictly reserved for 7 and 8. So 5 in this cell is eliminated, forcing the digit 5 into this cell in block 5. We also got these 5s pointing down. And once again, you can see this rectangular pattern formed by these 5s in blocks 7 and 8. Basically, they occupy rows 8 and 9. So none of these open cells can contain 5. This cell also sees 5, so 5 goes into this cell in block 9. Or you can just look at row 7 and say this cell sees 5, this cell sees 5, this cell sees 5, this cell sees 5. So in row 7, the digit 5 is forced into this cell. So yeah, two ways of achieving this result. Either by using this kind of rectangular pattern to eliminate 5 from open cells in block 9, or placing 5 into this cell in row 7. Both achieve the same result of getting 5 into this cell. So yeah. After that, this 8. Oh yeah. So for row 7, the cell sees 8, the cell sees 8, and the cell was just occupied by 5. So 8 is forced into this cell in row 7, which then forces the digit 8 into this cell in block 6. And then we got these 5s pointing up, and this cell sees 5, so it is forced into this cell in block 3. After I place this 5, I can then force the digit 2 into this cell in block 3, which affects this 2-4 pair. Because this cell now sees a 2, so I can place the 4 into it immediately. In row 4, we got 3 open cells left. The missing digits are 4, 6, and 9. Unfortunately, I only see that this cell sees 4. So I can't really place anything immediately. But let's hopefully get some digits soon. I also see that, okay, yeah, this 3 points right, so in block 6, the digit 3 is forced into column 9, and these 3's point down. So in block 9, 3 is forced into this cell. Or for column 8, these can't be 3, so 3 must go down here. Both ways work. 3, 7, and 9 are the missing digits in row 7. This cell sees 7, so it's 3 or 9. 6, 7, and 9, 6, 7, and 9 are the missing digits in block 9. Okay, up here we got a pair for column 8, 4, 9 pair. But this cell sees a 9, so I can place the 9 and 4 like this. And then for these two cells, there's a 1, 7 pair to complete block 3, but this cell sees 7, so I can place those two digits. Okay, this cell now sees a 7, so 7 is eliminated from this cell, and then, oops, sorry. So yeah, the digit 7 in block 1 is forced into this cell. The missing digits in row 2 are 1, 8, and 9. This cell sees a 9, and this cell sees an 8. Hmm. Okay, in row 5, there are 4 open cells left. We have a 7-8 pair, meaning that the other 2 open cells also form a pair of 3 and 4. But, can't get to... I mean, I can't resolve it yet. Soon, hopefully. Okay, I think I... Wait, do I see something? Let's look at column 5. Because I'm not 100% sure whether I see that phenomenon, but I'll just look through it again. In column 5, the missing digits are 1, 3, 4, 6, and 9. This cell sees 3, 4, and 6, so this cell can only contain 1 or 9. There we go, I did see it correctly. Um, quick run through again. This cell sees 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, so yeah, this cell can only contain either 1 or 9. And if you look again at column 5, you can see that there are 2 open cells that can only contain 2 digits, 1 and 9. And because 1 and 9 is still missing, um, they have to go into these 2 cells. Well, you might say that, oh, the other open cells can still contain 1 or 9. But if 1 and 9 were to go elsewhere, let's say 1 was here, then 1 would be eliminated from these cells, and 9, if 9 goes here, then what would this cell be? Completely empty. No digits can go in the cell. So in order to prevent empty cells, we have to fit both 1 and 9 into these 2 cells. So this 1-9 pair eliminates 1s and 9s from all other open cells in the same column. So yeah, the reason why we have to fit both 1 and 9 here is to avoid empty cells. So 9 in this cell is eliminated because it has to go in one of these 2 cells, so this cell is made a 3. 7 and 9. These 2 cells form a 4-6 pair. Oh, actually, if this concept seems a bit complicated to you, you could look at it the other way of how you would normally view pairs of triples. You can say that in column 5, um, this cell sees 4, this cell sees 4, this cell sees 4, so 4 goes into one of these 2 cells, this cell sees 6, this cell sees 6, and this cell also sees 6, so 6 goes into one of these 2 cells, and still form a 4-6 pair. So you can look at it the other way around if this logic is a bit complicated, but it's fine. You can look at it from different perspectives. It's multi-perspective in Sudokus, alright? Once interpret a phenomenon in a certain way, there's always another way you can look at it. But it's down to you whether you can explain this clearly. So I've explained the 2 ways of finding the necessary pairs in column 5, so it's up to you which one you use while you solve Sudoku puzzles. Alright, so what now? These 3s point up. Okay, 3's here. So 3 must go into column 3 in block 4. So 3's here points up, and this 3 points left. So in block 1, the digit 3 is forced into this cell, and all of these 3's force the digit 3 into this cell in block 2. After I place this 3, I can then immediately force the digit 2 into this cell in block 2. And then these 2's point down this cell sees 2, so it is forced into this cell in block 8. Okay, this cell now sees a 9, so I can place the 1 and 9 in column 5. 4, 5, and 7 are the missing digits in block 8. This cell now sees a 4, so I can then place the 6 and 4 and complete column 5. Okay, this 4 also completes block 4, and then these 4's points right. This cell sees another 4, so 4 is forced into this cell in block 6. Okay, this cell is also 3. This cell is for 6 and 9 to complete this block. 1, 6, and 9 are the missing digits in row 6. This cell sees 9, and this cell sees a 6. Okay, this cell is A1 to complete this row, which then makes this an 8. This is A6. This cell is A1 to complete this row. We got 2 open cells left in block 2. The missing digits are 4 and 8. Okay, so what resolves? Okay, these ones points down. This cell sees 1. So in block 7, the digit 1 is forced into this cell. This cell is A5 to complete this column, which then makes this A7, this A4, this A5. Okay, 7's are eliminated from these 2 cells, making this cell A6 and this cell A3. These 2 cells are for 8 and 9, but this cell sees 8, so I can place those 2 digits. This 9 makes this A6, 9, 6. Okay, so basically, the Sudoku puzzle is complete in any moment now. Sorry, this should be a 7, 9. The 7 makes this an 8, and there we go. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in 17.5 minutes. So yeah, I would say, this Sudoku puzzle is quite straightforward. But I will go over the key points. So the key spots include, oh yeah, there were lots of those kind of rectangular patterns formed by certain digits in 2 blocks, which occupies 2 columns or rows. So you can make deductions from that and place that digit into the block that is affected. So, for example, this 5 in block 9, or another way to solve that problem is directly look at the row or column and placing that digit, because every other open cell sees that digit. So for example, this 5 in block 9, row 7, this 5. And I believe there was one up here. Yeah, the 2. The 2 in block 2, row 3. So yeah, there were at least 2 examples from this Sudoku puzzle. And of course, all the pairs and triples. You better spot all of them if you want a very good performance. So yeah. And yeah, towards the end, the 1-9 pair in column 5. The 1-9 pair in column 5 was also quite important. Because that also helped finish row 7. And yeah. The 2-4 pair in column 2 from the beginning was quite important as well, I would say. So yeah, these were all the key spots. Do let me know if I missed anything, or if you have any other difficulties or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you. I'll end today's video here. Today is July 5th, 2024. I'll see you all in tomorrow's New York Times Hard Sudoku Solve. Bye!